Hey, Lori, how you been doing?
Good, good, just trucking
Trucking
along.
along, man. It's been a long couple weeks with our photo shoot and everything we had going on. So it's nice to be back at our desk again.
Yeah, yeah. It was a big photo
It
shoot,
was.
like a big one.
Yeah,
It was a doozy. I'm gonna call it a
it
doozy,
was,
Vonda.
Lori. It was a doozy, but
It was a fun doozy, but it was a
we'll
doozy.
have to cover that later because today we have a special guest.
We do. We do.
Very excited for Debi Chedester, who is the executive director of the American Floral Endowment. And we are so excited to have you with us because we want to learn. We have this feeling that we don't know a lot about it, Lori.
Right.
And also, that means that if we don't know, there's a lot of our community that doesn't know a lot about it. So I think it's really exciting to have you here today.
Yes,
Thank you.
Debbie. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
So before we get diving into what AFE is, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey? Because at the Click, everybody's interested in the people. It's not just about the purpose, but it's the people and the purpose.
We always got to have the backstory.
I'll start with I have no floral experience whatsoever and no floral background. So my entire career has been around nonprofit management,
Okay.
association management, fundraising, all of that. I've spent a lot of years, over 35 years, in the nonprofit management arena, working for several different nonprofits. But for the last, 27 years, I've been on the floral side. Yeah, so I've been around a little while and started my floral career with the Society of American Florists and worked for them for 9 years. And then for the
Yes.
last 18, I transferred over to the endowment and really wanted to focus on the charitable side and fundraising and foundational work. So,
I
yeah.
didn't realize that. Did you, Lori, that you'd been with SAF?
No, no, we are big lovers of Society of American Florists. We love all the ladies and the few men that work over there. We love all those people. So that makes total sense how your foundation started there and it drove you over to the nonprofit segment. That's really exciting. Can I ask a random question? Because you have been in this industry a
I
long
was
time.
going to say.
Is there one surprise that has shocked you about our industry that you didn't expect that's different than any of the
Absolutely.
other industries?
Yeah, that's a great question. And yes, so in all of the other industries I've worked for, and that includes parking, neuroscience, like all different, they're
Yeah.
very competitive. And this industry I have found is very sharing. And
Yeah.
everyone will share everything they know in order to help the industry. And that's not the case in a lot of industries. And so the people in this industry are just amazing. And I think that's what keeps people engaged with this industry. People who don't have a floral background like me and other organizations that have staff, they stay here because the people are just so genuine and
Yeah.
hardworking. And it's just really an amazing industry to work for. And I'll just share my first industry organization was called the Color Marketing Group. And I met Dwight Larimer and Rocky Pollitz at a very young age working for that industry. So when I came to the floral side, I immediately had two friends that
Wow.
was able to, yeah, so decades later. But yeah, it's been great, and the floral industry is just a great community.
You had the
Yeah.
best of the best with those two. Starting with
Yeah.
them, oh my God,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how awesome was that?
It's
yeah.
interesting. Again, I was telling Debbie earlier, we tend to go on tangents. So the questions we sent her, I'm like, yeah, that's off the rails. We never send those questions. But just hearing you say that, I was working on some stuff, helping Vonda with some AIFD stuff. And one of the things we asked a lot of people a long time ago was like, who elevated you? Which is a question in the industry. Who jump started who encouraged you and inspired you? And I was working on something recently where I had to pull all of the testimonies of these people. I cannot tell you how many people mentioned Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Multiple.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
yeah,
golly, what a legacy.
Mhm.
What a legacy.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I just
Then
wanted
you
to
It's
say
and
that.
amazing.
Debbie, you and Lori have the common ground of not being in this industry. Lori did not.
I have no skills, no flower skills. But I'm with you. You don't want to leave the industry because it is truly like a big, giant family.
Yeah, and it lends itself to what we always say internally when we're talking about bringing top talent to the industry. You don't have to have a floral background. All of these
Right.
businesses, they need accounting people, they need tech people, they need
They need
administrative work. They
salespeople.
need,
Right.
yeah. So encourage those people that maybe just don't know where
Right.
they want to land. There's a place for you in the
Right.
floral industry.
I love
Yeah.
that. So true. So true. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's move on to AFE and the impact. Many florists have heard AFE, right? And you see the little logo and they're like, what does that exactly mean? So can you
Yeah.
give us like,
Allied, American, what does it even stand
yes,
for?
that actually spells it out,
Floral.
so they should know, but
Floral. The F is floral, I'm guessing.
yes, yes.
So let me try to simplify it a little bit. For those of you living in communities, you may have a community foundation in your area that supports food banks and community beautification and scholarships. We're the community foundation for the floral industry. So what we do is we provide funding back to the industry. We are a charitable organization, so donations are tax deductible and we operate off of donations, but we give all the money back to the floral community. We represent all segments, so it's retailers, it's wholesalers, it's growers, it's importers, it's educators, it's all of that. And what we do is we pool contributions together. We're an endowment, so we don't spend those contributions. We throw them in a big pot, we invest them, and then we use the earnings from those dollars every year to fund important floriculture projects through research and grants and scholarships, internships, just everything that you all are telling us that the industry needs help with. That's where we set our priorities and give back. We give back to the floral community, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah. So how does AFE affect the retail florist? Because most of our listeners are retailers and wholesalers. We do have some wholesalers who
Mhm.
support us and listen, but mostly that retailer. What are you giving back to that retail segment?
Yeah, so let me start by saying even the research, although it may not be attractive to the retailer when we talk about pests and diseases and bugs and a lot of the research that we do, it's not something that a retailer sees. And so a
Right.
lot of the things that we do are behind the scenes. And let me just give all of you retailers a huge shout out because you are the consumer facing advocate for our industry
Right.
and you are the face of our industry basically. And so what we do is provide you with the best quality flowers and plants we possibly can because we start our research from seed to consumer. So it might be breeding and genetics, it might be care and handling, it might be transportation, or just different areas along the whole supply chain of a flower and our floral products. So just know that you retailers and floral designers out there, you're seeing the benefit of more quality and longer lasting flowers and plants based on research that we're doing. Now, other benefits that you're going to resonate a little more with might be the care and handling things. We have care and handling posters that anyone can get to help train their staff. We have recruitment resources that you can use, job descriptions, ads. We have interns that we would love to place if you need help. And we have sustainability information. Sustainability is here to stay, and consumers are driving it. And so we have resources for you to share with them on what you are doing in that area. We've got floral marketing research. We have consumer data. What are their preferences? What do they prefer? What's
I think there was,
driving them to purchase?
I think there was something recently, Lori, that you were at Gliffy, right? And there was some type of presentation.
Yes.
Who was that?
Yes,
Yes.
Ryan?
That was Ryan. Ryan and
yes,
Strider.
Ryan Freeman.
Yeah, Ryan Freeman and the whole Gen Z
yes.
buyers, right?
So that's a
And
new one that just came out. We're getting ready to launch an e-commerce one that I think is going to be extremely important for the retailers. And Ryan's also helping with that.
yeah,
We're excited to have his input there. But yeah,
Great.
there's a lot of things that we do for retailers, and we have travel grants. That's one of the bigger ones. Is If a retailer wants to go to a show like Great Lakes or one of the
Yeah.
state or national associations, AIFD even, they can apply for a travel grant. So we are here to
How
fund
did they do
things.
that? I don't mean to interrupt, but that's what's just so powerful. I was not aware. I think of so many Flower Click members, not so many, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but many people that are like, yeah, I'd love to do that. I just can't afford it this year. And I haven't had a resource, but they could have, if it was early enough, they could have at least reached out.
So this year's deadline is October 1st. I'll just throw that out there.
Okay.
People come to the website. We actually have a landing page specifically for retailers. And so you come to the website, you can say, I am a retailer, and it will take you to all of the resources that we have for retailers. We try to make it as easy as possible, but I hope more people will now learn of these opportunities.
I love the idea that, as you're saying, because you don't think of that, the care and handling seed to consumer. We need to know that the flowers we're getting as retailers are going to be the longest lasting. And those resources are really important because the consumer, of course, base it on, oh, it's not going to die tomorrow. It's something that they can enjoy for a longer period of time. And that AFE is funding those projects from the beginning. I know I've seen several that over the years that you've funded on care and handling at many of the universities, which has been fantastic. So I did know a little about that, but you don't realize how that's really impacts the retailer. It's like it directly impacts them.
Absolutely. You guys are the ones selling the product. And if the consumer's not happy, you're the ones who hear about it. You guys understanding that this research that we do is vital. And if we aren't doing it, no one's doing it. So
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
important.
totally.
Well, it's not even just if the consumer's not happy, if the designer creating, we have designers, this is not quality. This is not, so it's great to have an organization like you that's behind the scenes doing all the work.
Absolutely. And we are behind the scenes. We're not a membership. Everything that we have is free to the industry. It's 24/7. You can get on our website and find what you need. And so that's why it's important that we have floral community support as well.
Yeah, there's a couple things on our questions that's like, why should I care? And so what we're saying is the care and handling. Is there anything that recent research findings that you think every florist should know about?
Definitely the consumer data, because that's really relevant and timely when that comes out. We spent $1.5 million a few years ago on thrips and botrytis research. And that was huge because there was huge losses because of botrytis and thrips, which is a pest. And we were able to dive in and fund, I think, 14 different projects to address different areas of shipping and just how to handle the pests without just a lot of things. I pride ourselves in talking to every segment of the industry to find out where they're challenged. And we have a great group of volunteers and board who are industry leaders. And Vonda, you're now going to be joining our board. So we're thrilled to have you. But we listen to the industry, and that's what drives what we fund and where we fund it. Back to the research, we probably are funding 18 to 20 different projects every year. Wow. And that's a lot. And they're all at universities. And so we're trying to continue to support the university system because those are also shrinking. We're losing faculty members. We're losing whole hort departments. We're losing floral design departments. So we try to make sure our funding goes to those institutions to support them so that they continue to support us. So it's like coming full circle for that as well.
So I know right now, currently, there is a fundraiser going on, Rise, which means you're going to have to explain all that to me because, as you said, I'm coming on as a board member. So I'm a newbie. I have no idea what's happening. A year from now, I'll really know what's going on. But why don't you explain that to us a little? That would be great.
Absolutely. So every year we do an annual campaign, which is like a 45-day. All of the board members are very competitive. So you're going to be put on a team, Vonda. And it is very competitive. We give updates every week and everybody wants to know who's winning and all of that. So this is our 45-day trustees really reach out to their networks. Our goal is to raise $100,000 in 45 days. And we've been really successful with that, doing it that way. And so now through the end of June, we started right after Mother's Day. And we reach out to the industry and we ask for contributions to support the work that we're doing. And so it's called Rise to Support. RISE stands for the 4 core areas of AFE, which is our research, our internships, our scholarships, and our education. So RISE to Support. And people can donate any amount. It doesn't matter how much. We do have different sponsorship levels if people want different perks for bigger, but every dollar matters. So you can donate $10, you can donate $1,000, you can donate whatever it is you have, but it goes to support the floral community and the work that we do. And so if you want to get Vonda ahead of everyone else, make sure you put her name down when you donate.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I'm just sitting here going, we're going to have to do some sort of flower click promo. Get all of our members to donate. So because she is competitive. She's going to work.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, we have a very.
You make me competitive.
I will be competitive for her.
Not me. I'm not as competitive.
Vonda's going to
Lori will be there. Go, come on.
I'm going to get everybody.
It's for a great cause, and we try to make it fun. And so we are 65 years this year. And so I have been pushing the $65 donation. So 65 for 65, if anyone's interested in that. But it's a way to give back to the community and get involved.
That's what I was very surprised at, is that when I was looking at the things that you've been sending, it was like contributions didn't have to be high numbers. It was great to have the corporations or bigger companies who are giving a nice monthly donation. But it was like I was seeing some for, like you said, 25, 50, 100, 200, 500. It was just all these little amounts too that I'm like, oh my gosh, because like you're saying, every dollar counts. And that just made my heart happy, because actually I knew some of those names and I'm like, oh, that just is so nice to know that they're supporting the industry and supporting AFE this way. So are there any forward facing programs that AFE has? If I'm at a convention, actually, I do know the answer to that. I just thought of that because Amanda Soliday is going to be at AIFD and doing a program there. Lori's done a little bit of social stuff for that.
Like I can picture her face because I created a graphic with her
on sustainability, and I worked with her on a panel last year. So it was good to see her coming back. And so she will be able to present and let us know about that. Is that the type of thing you do for forward facing and to get the word out a little bit more?
We do. We actually go to a lot more industry events than we used to. We used to allow the trustees to serve as our ambassadors, but we all know how busy all of you are. And we started to get out there to more industry events. So we talk about research, we talk about scholarships at different events. If it's a grower conference, we want to go talk about the research and how they can apply the research. For AIFD, sustainability is a big one. And Amanda has done a great job with Sustainabloom, which is our newest initiative and program that's really taken off. Those that go to that session will actually get a look at a new template that we developed specifically for retailers. It's a self-assessment. So you can do this in the privacy of your own shop and figure out where you are in your sustainability journey. And then we provide resources that can help you move the needle and meet you where you are with things. So that's what she's going to be presenting at AIFD, which will be exciting. And then we just like to talk about our Young Professionals Council, which is a group of young people entering the industry and supporting them. But we go to a lot of the major industry events and even the state association events.
That's great. That's great to see you there. Looking ahead 5 to 10 years, what opportunities or threats do you see for the floral industry? And how is AFE helping prepare us for that? That's a tough question.
It is a tough question. And let me start with opportunities first. So the good news is flowers aren't going away. And people celebrate birthdays and anniversaries and weddings and all of that. And so flowers are always going to have a place in our everyday life. And the number of people purchasing flowers is small compared to the number of people that could be purchasing flowers. So the good news is there's plenty of opportunity for us to move the needle and introduce new people to the industry. That's also a challenge. How do we do it? And I think providing the best quality flowers and plants is the best way to start. If customers and consumers are happy, they'll share their experiences, which will lead to more people wanting to do that. Now, challenges, boy, there's a ton of challenges. And I don't know that any of it's going to get better anytime soon with the labor issues, the tariffs, the expense of things. I hope that Sustainable Bloom will provide opportunities for us to cut waste, transport better, just figure out ways to improve upon processes that we are already doing. And but yeah, I think there's going to be more consolidation, unfortunately. And is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. I talk to some people and organizations and they're cutting a lot of their things, but they're cutting things that they can do without and still focus on what's important to them. So I think being flexible, just being mindful is where we need to do. And AFE will continue to listen to the challenges that everyone has and figure out how we can help.
I think that's the key is really having your ear to the ground, right? With us as different trustees, because I love it that everyone is from a different segment and everyone
Yes.
has their own audience in a sense that they can listen to and to see what is happening in their segment so that they know where those funds need to go to be able to improve things. So I think that's pretty cool. When you mentioned consumers and buying, is that flower feeling part of AFE or funded partially by AFE?
So that flower feeling is not part of AFE, but we are collaborating with them and we do support them through our Floral Marketing Fund organization.
Okay.
Marketing is important, promotion is important. And so, yeah, so we absolutely need to have that in place. So, yeah, we support it and we try to promote them as much as possible. We have them on our floral marketing website. And AFE, because we're not membership, we want to be partners with everyone. We want to partner with WOFSA. We want to partner with Cal Flowers, SAF, AIFD. We're in that position that we just want to serve everyone in the industry. And
Right.
so having those collaborators and partnerships, that's what's important to us. So I'm the biggest collaborator you'll ever meet. I want to just work together,
Yeah.
avoid duplication, and let's work together to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were talking about how you guys do all the research and people bring ideas to you, whatever. Here's my idea. I'm bringing to both of you. I'm bringing to the new board member and I'm bringing to you right now.
Hold on, I'm going to write it down.
Here, write it down because this is a doozy. Because I don't know how you test this. Everything you're talking about, the challenges and things that are happening are very real, that are not going away. Yes. Here's what I hear daily. A huge problem is how to better communicate with your customer or educate your customer without just adding a surcharge or an extra fee, because a lot of shop owners are like, I don't know how do I say that? I don't want to make them mad. I don't want to do that. They need help with this type of thing. And I'm seeing more and more, which I love, business owners, flower shop owners doing like Instagram reels or TikToks on, hey, you know what? This flower right here, 6 months ago, it cost me a stem. Now it's costing me this. This is a reality of a business. And they're doing it in such a beautiful, eloquent, educational mindset. But I'm like, how do we help our florists, our flower shop owners stay open and continue to thrive? This is a big part of it. Communication is everything. So
Well, I'm
that's
not
mine.
going to tell you my thought because I just wrote it down and
Oh,
I'm going to
uh-oh.
surprise you with it. But I
Okay.
think there are definitely ways to do that. And I think everyone understands what's happening in the economy and that the price of everything is going up. And I think
Yeah.
you have to empathize with their side and they have to
Yes.
empathize with your side. And
Right.
so I think there just needs to be that conversation and however you communicate with your customers. But
Mhm.
I do have a thought. So I
Okay.
will give some more thought to this and maybe we can
Perfect.
provide something.
Okay.
It's
So,
it's interesting. We went to the farms, a couple of us from the team, Audrey and Ellie and I went a few years ago. And when we were there and with many from the floral industry, and we watched them put the carnation from start to how it starts to grow, and then how they have to do this to it, and then they cultivate it, and then they pack it and all that. And we're like, and people are complaining about 1 or 2 cents.
Yeah.
It was almost mind blowing to think that people are complaining and they have no idea what goes
They don't
into
understand.
it. They don't. And
Yeah.
that's, I think we
Yeah.
need to do better as an industry, educating the retail florists. Like you're saying, all this research goes into making sure that things are taken care of at the farm, but then the transportation, the logistics to get it to here and here. We almost need that little flower bopping around. And I kind of feel like years ago, there was something about that, and like how
Yeah.
it makes all the difference to when you get to that. Then you're, oh, yeah, even the consumer
Yeah.
would say, I didn't realize that
Right.
flower went
Right.
from here to here to here to here, and then it's going to
Right.
last me 2 weeks in my house.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
And
think
Vonda,
an easy way to get started on something like that is a did you know? Or if you're savvy in social media and
right.
you do videos on a regular basis, something easily to do is pick up one of your flowers and say, did you know that this came from
Yes.
this place and it
Right.
took this many days to get here? And this
Right.
is the journey of the flower. And if you do little did you knows, I think your customers are going to be like, no, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Right.
And so a place to start.
Yeah. No, I love that. And a lot of flower shops do. It's just getting those shops that maybe don't have the personality or don't feel like they do. They're not comfortable. Like, how do we help? That's a whole nother podcast, right, Vonda? But like, how can we help them help their customer?
Mhm.
So that's
Yeah.
a big concern I have in this industry because that's my wheelhouse. I'm always trying to figure out how can I help them help their customer.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's great, Lori. Great. So, last
Yeah.
question,
Absolutely.
Debbie. If every florist listening today could understand one thing about AFE and why it matters to their business, what would you want them to know?
I would want them to know that AFE has been here for 65 years and we've been supporting the industry for that long.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
it's been thanks to donors. And we do work behind the scenes. We're working every day to do something for the industry, whether it's through research or new programs or grants or scholarships for young people. Just know that if you want to invest in the industry, AFE is a great place to do it. And we have a hardworking board and committees that make sure your dollar is spent in the best possible way. So I would encourage you to get involved. We have opportunities for people to review applications, to look at scholarships. There's plenty of volunteer opportunities. Just know that we're here for you. And we are wanting to make sure we serve the floral community in the best possible way to fund advancements and innovation.
And that we're here another 65 years, right?
And we'll
There
be
you
here
go.
another 65 years.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
It's just great to have you on here. I look forward to meeting you face to face in end of August, and
Yeah.
we'll see Amanda in just a few weeks at
Yes,
AIFE.
absolutely. Thank you so much for
All
the
right.
opportunity. It was a pleasure meeting you. And thanks for sharing the AFE message.
Sure.